This podcast is a production of Unfiltered Studios. If you would like to know more about joining Unfiltered Studios, please visit our website at unfpod.com for more information.
Welcome all once again doing everything Blade Runner this week. And so there was a new one that once again was an origin story that came out in July of 2024 and it's continued for the rest of this year of 2025. And this story, is pretty anticipated. It talked about the off-world colony of Calanthia, which has been explored. The other sequels, even parts of it displayed in Soldier. It's really cool to even in some of the anime prequels, the shorts that came out for the sequel, it's just cool to see all these often talked about things finally detailed more. And it covers a private detective, private, or shall I say plural, private detectives, Styx and Mead. And again, it's cool to see an all-minority cast. And they went AWOL on a suicide mission, which put them at odds with the army of that future. But yeah, here in a futuristic version of 2015's Tokyo, they made a reputation, deal with some gangs. At a stand, they're approached by a young woman to search for her sister. They are reluctant at first because they're like, there might be some gang activity. We're not sure we want to incur the wrath of the Yakuza just to find a missing person. But they later find out that actually the parents involved with the kidnapped girl actually have rivals who might be behind the murders of various business associates. And then there's rumors speculating that the murders themselves have been carried out by a replicant. So they play up a lot of the scenario, just the tropes. It's a simple checklist, but much like Origins, just very stunning animation, a very well-deserved wait. Really lived up to the hype. And also establishing Cosmo World, which is just another big safe haven for gang activity. And but yeah, just endless suspense. I won't spoil it anymore, but I like how they established that what the Nexus phase is, where replicants were first established, used off-world for slave labor. Then they escaped to Earth, only to be hunted down by these Blade Runner units. Because replicants at this point are still being bootlegged in the Far East, that's just forced the Tyrell Corporation to engage in a costly war to protect its so-called intellectual property. But I like how the comics is straight up. It's like, this is to preserve the monopoly. And I think it was just cool, though, that just these two characters are able to breathe. You never feel like they're just coming up with it just at random. Like, this is very, very fleshed out, and they want it to, speak for itself while really carry through. So good job on Titan Comics. Good job on artist Rodolfo Taibo. It's just so vivid. Good job on editor David Leitch for bringing this all together, making sure it's making sense. And good job, of course, for co-writers Kiana Shore and Mello Brown. Just beyond, once again, deserved weight. And it's just labor of love. Just anytime they're going into looking at an inactivated replicant on just in a morgue or science lab, or just going around the streets, and the artwork that precedes each one is just so wicked. Like, you're just surprised that this wasn't bigger. And I think it's cool just because it just stands on its own. And really, you know, if you didn't know this, you'd suspect this was for the newest video game or anime out there. And yeah, just beyond deserved. Hats off. These guys, they know exactly what they're doing, and it's in good hands. You know, there's nothing worse than when a fandom gets corrupted by someone who has no business writing, or you get toxic fans. You know, it's like Blade Runner's been fortunate enough to kind of avoid a lot of that, and you know, it helps that it's also part of the Alien Predator universe. But I think it was really cool that they decided, let's again do a whole new thing instead of start all over. It's like, no, let's do something new each and every time. So good on them. They aced it. They really have it down to a T. I can't speak any higher of it, but anybody who has not read it yet, please seek it out. Tell me what you think.
We'll return after these messages.
If you like small-town mystery, crazy news, and wild history, then the Florida Men on Florida Man podcast is for you. Each week, Josh Mills and Wayne McCarty bring you the absolute best Florida has to offer. So if you're looking for a show that's safe for the family, but funny enough to help you escape everyday life, then listen to the Florida Men on Florida Man podcast. That's Florida Men, plural, on Florida Man podcast.
Hey, it's Brent Pope, the host of Breakfast with Brent Pope. You've seen me on some of your favorite TV shows saying things like, "Give it up, Jimmy. You got to sink this putt to win." On Breakfast with Brent Pope, I sit down with guests from the entertainment world, and we do it all over breakfast. Or should I say Brentfast? Every week on Brentfast, you get inside Hollywood info and tips, great breakfast recs and foodie debates. Most of all, you get the most delightful 30 minutes of your week. So dig in. It's Brentfast time. Listen at Brentfast.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever fine podcasts are found.
The Jacked Up Review Show podcast is honored to be part of the Blind Knowledge Podcast Network. Join anytime, talk the talk, and enjoy yourselves. There's something enlightening for everyone with this crowd of cool cats. Check them out.
Follow us on the web on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The podcast is available on Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Apple, and anywhere else podcasts are available. Feel free to review our show and leave comments on any of those sites. Thanks a million for listening. It's a jacked up